and no one saw it coming this hard. It's one thing to mess up online, but Meghan? She turned a single viral video into a career crisis, fan exodus, and total PR disaster. And the worst part, she's still pretending she's got it all under control. Let's break this down. Meghan recently dropped a video on Instagram, one that was supposed to be a soft, artsy promo for the second season of her lifestyle series, With Love, Meghan. Only, it wasn't really season 2. The whole thing was just a recycled batch of old footage from season 1, chopped and dressed up like new. A total PR stunt. But the real kicker? The theme of the video. Pregnancy and realness. Except it wasn't real. It was awkward, overly dramatic, and dripping with staged emotions. The video was meant to be heartfelt, but it just came off as out of touch and cringy. Fans immediately pounced, calling it fake, tone-deaf, and emotionally manipulative. It blew up, and not in the way Meghan hoped. The backlash came swift and brutal. Followers started vanishing by the thousands. Studios went into panic mode. Paramount reportedly bailed. Netflix execs were said to be fuming behind the scenes. And guess what Meghan did? Did she own it? Apologize? Reflect? Absolutely not. Instead, she doubled down. Rather than listen, Meghan decided to fire back. She claimed her fans were turning on her over something that was supposed to be authentic. She called them posers, so they weren't real supporters if they bailed over one honest post. But the tone? Bitter, defensive, no trace of humility, just this frustrating insistence that everyone else was the problem. She even went off in a rant saying people just couldn't handle a strong, expressive woman. Which, sure, we can all agree women in media face pressures, but Meghan somehow made it all about herself every single time. And the kicker? She did it while referring to herself in the third person. Oh yes, Meghan said things like, "They don't understand, Meghan. Sweetheart, if people are walking away in droves, it's not because they don't get you. It's because they do. They get the curated image, the perfectly filtered authenticity, the refusal to take any accountability. They see through the act and they're over it. This isn't just about one tone-deaf video. It's a pattern now. Meghan keeps feeding this image of vulnerability, but it's not vulnerability if it's staged. Her whole brand has become this confusing mix of overly polished realness and overblown self-importance. And fans, they're done being treated like blind worshipers. Instead of a heartfelt pivot or even just an oops, I missed the mark, Meghan went on the attack. She's throwing shade at the media, her own fans, even studio execs. She's angry, flustered, and very publicly unraveling, and it shows. Gone is the calm, composed Duchess trying to forge a new path. What we're seeing now is someone who's clinging to control while everything else slips away. There's desperation in every new post. Every statement feels like a mix of superiority and panic, and it's rubbing everyone the wrong way. Even her once loyal followers are raising eyebrows, because when you start guilt-tripping people for having opinions, for not clapping loud enough, you're not empowering anyone, you're just being toxic, and that toxicity is leaking into everything. Meghan's latest public comments are all about how she won't compromise her vision, even if it cost her business deals. She's trying to frame it as brave, as creative courage. But come on, this isn't some indie documentary. It's a $100 million, 0-cents branded Netflix project. There's a difference between standing your ground and sabotaging your own future. Meanwhile, the backlash isn't just online. It's behind closed doors, too. Netflix is reportedly in chaos. Insiders say Meghan's refusal to take down the viral video, despite internal begging, has caused major rifts. They thought they were signing on for a royal media empire, and now they're stuck cleaning up mess after mess. And just when you think it can't get worse, it does. Insiders are leaking details about the show's chaotic rebranding. Apparently, they're scrambling mid-production to change the tone. Gone are the luxury lifestyle vibes. In are the pseudo-therapy life advice segments. They're rushing to add DEI talking points and spin it all as a deep, empowering journey. But viewers, they're not buying it. They don't trust it anymore, not because they hate empowerment, but because it all feels like a smokescreen. A last-ditch attempt to distract from the real issue, Meghan herself. And the tragedy? She still has a platform. She still has fans, she still has influence, but instead of taking the high road, she's choosing the path of stubborn pride. She's daring people to leave, and they are. And it's not just followers who are pulling away. The entire entertainment industry is watching like it's a reality show spiraling out of control. Meghan's become a walking cautionary tale. One bad move, followed by 10 worse reactions. It's not just about the video video anymore. It's about trust. Studios don't just care about talent. They care about predictability, about whether you can handle the heat without throwing gasoline on the fire. And Meghan, she's proving to be anything but stable. One minute she's preaching empowerment, the next she's shading fans, execs, journalists, basically anyone who doesn't blindly agree. She's trying to divide her audience into true fans and traitors. But all she's doing is shrinking her circle and alienating people who used to root for her. Take Paramount, for example. They were supposed to be a major player in her media empire, but they pulled the plug. And it wasn't just because the video was controversial. It was because Meghan refused to listen, refused to collaborate, refused to delete content that was clearly damaging. That's not strong leadership. That's a red flag. Even Netflix, which is technically still in the game, is teetering. Execs like Ted Sarandos are reportedly split. Some want to keep her afloat, hoping she'll bounce back. Others think she's already a lost cause, and can you blame them? Her interviews are disasters. Her quotes are being dissected, mocked, turned into memes. She keeps trying to sound profound, but it always comes off as defensive, like she's trying to control the narrative instead of actually being real. And let's talk about that supposed season 2 of With Love, Meghan. She's pushing it like it's her comeback story, her redemption arc, but fans aren't buying the hype because the only thing people want right now is honesty. Real honesty, not curated vulnerability, not staged tears, just truth. And that's exactly what she's not giving. The content? Oh boy. It's packed with messages about self-worth, empowerment, and the struggles of being a woman in the spotlight. Which on the surface sounds powerful, but when it's coming from someone who refuses to be accountable, it just feels like a shield, like she's hiding behind the cause instead of contributing to it. Critics are already dragging the new season, saying it's full of recycled ideas and off-brand messaging. Some even claim she's lifted concepts from other creators like Rachel Ray and Pamela Anderson. Yes, really. Whether that's true or not, the timing couldn't be worse. Meghan is already battling a reputation for being fake, and now she's getting hit with whispers of creative theft. It's just one hit after another. And inside Netflix, things are getting messy. Executives are reportedly exhausted, trying to patch things up while Meghan keeps tossing new grenades. They're desperately trying to re-edit, repackage, and rebrand her image before the next PR nightmare hits. But the foundation is cracking. No matter how they try to spin it, Meghan's approach is sabotaging everything. She's burning bridges faster than anyone can rebuild them. And the saddest part? She had every chance to turn this around. All she had to do was admit the video missed the mark, acknowledge the backlash. Talk to her audience like human beings, not a press release. Instead, she turned the backlash into a battle, demanding loyalty like it's owed. But fans aren't soldiers, they're people. And people don't stick around when they feel blamed, judged, or trapped. This isn't just about losing followers. Meghan is losing trust, respect, and credibility. One post could have been a small hiccup, but what she's doing now, it's the textbook definition of self-destruction, and you can feel it in every statement she makes. Her once graceful charm is gone. Now, it's just tension and defensiveness, like she's more interested in proving people wrong than connecting with them. Meghan used to be a symbol of breaking barriers, of redefining royalty, of owning your voice, but now she's becoming a symbol of what happens when you refuse to grow, when you refuse to listen, when your ego screams louder than your truth. Because at the end of the day, her downfall isn't about one bad video, it's about what she did after. She could have used this moment to reconnect with her base, to show vulnerability that wasn't edited to perfection, but instead she chose denial, finger pointing, and that's the moment her fans started walking away. Not because they stopped caring, but because she did. Now she's standing in the ashes of her own empire, promising that season 2 will fix everything, but it won't. Not unless she fixes the real problem first, herself. And let's be real. This isn't Hollywood's fault, it's not social media's fault, it's not even the fans' fault, it's Meghan's, for refusing to look in the mirror and admit she played a part in her own PR disaster. Until she does, the spiral will only continue, and the world? It'll just keep watching because sadly, it's no longer a story of rise and redemption. It's become a story of crash and denial. And that, darling, is the tea.